for all of us to be able to digest our life and be able to digest, uh, the things that happen to us in life, the things that we're experiencing right now, the things that might be difficult for us to fathom and take in completely, all part of our digestion. All right, so let's go in through our third chakra, which is about our power, about our ability to feel that we have some influence in our own life. Now, we know, of course, that many things happen that are outside of our control, and sometimes that in itself is hard to digest. All right, and the thing that shows up in our solar plexus chakra is anger. So what do you feel angry about? And sometimes we can just be angry about how things don't go the way we would like them to go, or things don't go in a way that we wish they would go. So self-consciousness is also part of that. Good morning, Jenny. Yeah, so what do we feel self-conscious about? All right, so our gallbladder shows up, and sometimes we can feel galled, or, how dare you, the higher person, about different aspects of our life. And of course, digestive problems show up here. And, how do digestive problems feel for you? Is it burping? Is it um, reflux? Is it bloating? Is it pain? Is it discomfort? Is it belly cramping? How is your digestive problem? So an oil that comes up is ginger. Right, so Jenny's saying, I don't have enough time and money to do the things I want. Okay. And let's say then I truly believe it's possible for things to change, because you're not believing that that's possible. Age 16. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 16? Also age 18. So these ages might apply to any of us or all of us. All right, indigestion. All right, indigestion is how it shows up. Okay. So just reading a little bit about ginger oil. So ginger oil is the oil of empowerment. All right, so ginger addresses deep patterns of victim mentality, which is evidenced by feelings of powerlessness, believing everything is outside one's control, refusing to take responsibility for life, or blaming life circumstances on other people or outside influences. Victims feel stuck as they decentralize or disown responsibility and blame others for their misfortune. And I'm sure we all do that. I know I do. So, ginger empowers individuals in taking complete responsibility for their life circumstances. It infuses a warrior like mentality based on integrity, personal responsibility, and individual choice. Here, individuals see themselves as the creators of their own lives, no longer waiting for outside circumstances to change, they choose their own destiny. The empowered individuals assume full responsibility and accountability for the consequences of their actions or inactions. And we might use Kim's book here. All right, I am successful in achieving my goals. I control my thoughts, my behavior, and myself living in perfect integrity. I saw a funny sticker once at a friend's house, and it was stress is when your head says no and your mouth says yes. I think a lot of us do that. We don't want to do things, but we say yes anyway. I know I can do that. I choose my own destiny, no longer waiting for outside circumstances to change for me. I retain the power to choose a different path. I am responsible for achieving my desires, dreams, and wishes. I expect fidelity and pride myself on being reliable and faithful. And so, are we reliable and faithful to our own body? Are we reliable and faithful to our own spirit and our soul? All right. So if depends on whether you like ginger. If you like it, you could put it on your upper body. If you don't like it, you could put it on your feet, or you could diffuse it with something else that you like. All right, another one could be bergamot or bergamot, however you like to say that, which is the oil of self-acceptance. So being able to accept ourselves as we are. Bergamot is wonderful for those who feel down and hopeless. It awakens the soul to hope and offers courage to share the inner self. And I think we all need to share our inner self, because as we are a bit vulnerable and share who we are, we allow others to be vulnerable and share who they are. Reigniting optimism and confidence in the self, it imparts true self-acceptance. Bergamo teaches individuals to let go of self-judgment by learning to love themselves unconditionally. And there's also bergamot mint, which is about revived heart. So bergamot mint opens up the soul to gentle inspiration, followed by calm. It is a lovely oil for peaceful meditation or tranquil contemplation. This oil aids in simplifying problems that have grown out of proportion and consuming too much emotional energy. It is also helpful when an individual's mind and heart are in need of deep restorative rest. So you might use this to feel more hopeful and more open to the possibility of change, open to the possibility of things actually being different from how they've always been. All right, I am enough. Do you feel that you are enough? Often we have the I will love myself when I lose weight, or I will love myself. Yeah, oh, good, some more comments have come up. Good job. So Jenny mentioned back for when she was 16, left school, didn't get into teachers college. Good morning, Susanna. Yeah. So this, feeling that things don't always go the way we expect them to go. And sometimes it's for our good. I feel that, maybe it was better, like just as a personal example, I wanted to be a dentist. I didn't get in, so I was doing a science degree, and My good friend Bill Davison was a chiropractor, and I went to see him, and he, casually mentioned, "What are you doing?" And, "Did you know you could do chiropractic with a science degree?" And, that's the statement that changed my life. So, you know, things can change. It may not go as you expect. And, knowing what I know now, I probably couldn't have digested all the mercury in the fillings. I probably wouldn't be alive now. So grateful that I am a chiropractor, and grateful to Bill Davison that he was brave enough to talk to me and support me through that journey. So, how can I support you through your journey? What is it that you would like to feel more empowered about? What is it that you want to change? Okay. All right. I'm worthy of love, kindness, and respect, regardless of what I have done or what I haven't done. I accept responsibility for all my decisions. I'm able to see past my weaknesses and allow them to become my strengths. And I think that's really important. Like, there are some things that we know about ourselves are never going to happen. Like, I struggle to run on time. But if I'm working on you, I'm going to work on you till I feel that it's right. And, if that makes me a bit late, that's so be it. But, so that's a good part of me and a bad part of me, depending on if you're waiting or whether you're in there being worked on. So it's like knowing the parts of us that perhaps can be challenging to ourselves or others, but being okay with that. All right, so we're going to jump into the throat chakra now. All right, so in the throat chakra, keeping in what we really need to express. All right, he says, definitely got there at 20. I needed another couple of years to grow up before I left home. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? At the time, we can be absolutely devastated. But then we can, look back later and think, oh, yeah, that was better timing. And you're a great teacher. All right. All right. So the thing that comes up in the throat chakra is trustworthiness. So I guess it's like um, being trustworthy with ourselves. Is it okay? Is it okay to express what I really want? And or am I making myself look stupid because I may not be able to pull it off? But if we don't say it and won't have a go, we're going to regret that we didn't. It's okay to have a go and fail. It's not okay to not have a go. All right, so the mouth shows up here in the throat chakra. So we could have like tongue issues or gum issues or teeth issues or swallowing, anything mouth because we're not speaking up or saying what we need to say. Sinus congestion can also come up. So we could say, like people get up our nose or situations get up our nose. And all that comes up is ylang ylang. So ylang ylang is about childhood um, issues that are stuck in our body. So it's a powerful remedy for releasing emotional trauma from the past. It's a fantastic support in age regression work and other methods of emotional healing. So you might want to use that oil to help release stuff that you couldn't digest from childhood. Ylang ylang also assists individuals in releasing bottled up emotions such as anger and sadness. Feelings that are being buried inside are brought to the light through ylang ylan's assistance. This oil allows emotional healing to flow naturally, nurturing the heart through the process. It reminds the individual that joy can be felt and experienced more fully by allowing the heart its full range of emotions. All right. And so we want to go back to like a child is innocent and is just, takes things as they are. So sometimes we get very cynical and don't trust anybody or anything or even ourselves. So it's like we want to go back to that childhood innocence, not to be stupid, but just to be able to see the world in a different way. Okay, a bit more. All right. I allow others their opinions and judgments. All right. I accept God's love and forgiveness. So sometimes we don't. We don't forgive ourselves for past mistakes. We don't forgive ourselves that we didn't get it right the first time. And is it really right? Is it what needed to happen anyway? And we're criticizing ourselves needlessly. I quickly eliminate any hurt feelings. All right. So now we're going to talk about the value of patience. And sometimes we have to be patient with ourselves. We're not patient with who we are or right. All right. I am patient because I trust things will be okay. And sometimes that's a hard thing to trust, isn't it? Things have gone bad in the past and we are waiting for it to go bad again. I'm grateful for the patience my family has with me. My family definitely need patience with me. I choose to be patient with those around me when I'm in pain. Sometimes that's really hard. It might take all our energy or our guts to deal with pain and, digestive pain, back pain, skin pain, mouth pain, joint pain. All those pains take up energy. My patience runs long and deep, for I understand the worth of each soul. And that includes you. Are you worthy of your own patience and love? All right, age 16 again. All right, unwilling to face up to issues. Sometimes it is hard to face up to things, isn't it? Uh, and maybe to other people, it's blatantly obvious what we're facing up to, but it might be harder for us to see or to want to address. All right, so some false beliefs around that. So that's stuff that we know in our head is rubbish, but we still keep thinking it. So big breath in. Now I just want that energy to shift a little. Okay. All right, so something in our radiant circuits. So radiant circuits are like spare fuses that our body has in case of times where something doesn't work. So I guess, and that's a bit to do with mums. So it's like our inner mum that steps in. I can rely on my radiant circuits. So it's like when, push comes to shove, will your body step in and help you? I live within my healthy limits. Are we pushing ourselves past what our body or our mind or our energy field can tolerate? For some people, that's a lesson in itself. One of the techniques I use is called Neuralink, and Neuralink has got a number of fuses that you can test, and one of them is to do with the brain. And we ask about different eye positions that represent what we see, what we hear, and what we experience. And depending on which hand you are, it's, new stuff or remembering stuff. And this affects our ability to do two things at once. So it's like checking in on that our body can do that. So I had a patient that always their, cortical integration was blown. So they were always living past their limit. So like learning what was their limit, and now it's always on. So it's like learning what is too much and how you can support yourself in staying within your healthy limits. All right, so we're going to go into the meridians now. Gallbladder. So gallbladder meridian normally goes from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., but if we're in daylight saving time, that'll be 12 till 2. So it can be involved with headache, shoulder pain, knee pain. Also aids in clearing the lymphatic system. Lymph is able to flow by the motion of the body. So this in turn clears lymph from the muscles and reduces muscular pain. So movement is good. All right, so feeling bitterness. So what might you feel bitter about? So generational bitterness, dad's side, dad's side, and men. All right, so Susanna said family, and Jenny said inheritance stuff. So stuff you're inheriting. Are you talking about body inheritance, or are you talking about physical stuff that you inherit from your family? All right, so let's go into the heart chakra here as well. Okay, so money, inheriting money. Okay, good morning, Margaret. All right, so the circulatory system is involved with the heart chakra. And feeling lonely. Circulatory problems. Oh, good morning, Casille. Carpal tunnel as well. So that's when you can get like pain in your hands from your wrist. Rosewood oil comes up. So greed of a sibling, hate that. Yeah, and I guess that's someone's need to feel acknowledgement via money. So not caring how other people feel about that, but feeling that there's not enough for them. All right, so frankincense oil comes up. So frankincense is the oil of truth. My soul is connected with its inner light and reveals my truth. So sometimes the truth is another sibling is not okay and they do have emotional problems. And, that can be seen in their grabbing for more than they're entitled to. All right, I am lovingly nurtured and guided as I undertake big things. And so sometimes these things in our family are big things. They really affect the whole family and each of the members of the family. And, there are ongoing ramifications of people's actions. I hold a profound love of God in my heart. I'm drawn towards healthy masculinity and the grandeur of my true self. So who we really are, I firmly believe that we were great as spirits before we came to earth, and we chose different paths to come and learn, I guess, different courses in life and different difficulties that would strengthen us and grow us as quickly as possible. Sometimes I wonder if we understood how difficult it was going to be, and maybe we didn't understand because we didn't have a body. But who we are is amazing. We're not allowed to remember who we are, and it's learning to get to know ourselves and to accept ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly within us, and to see our good points and to, take the opportunity to work around the things that are a little bit tricky. All right, layers of the aura. So astral body is interactions, relationships, and bonds. Tears, so that we can get a tear in our energy field and then we can leak energy. And some stuck emotions. All right, what's coming up is being double-minded. So sometimes we want something and then we don't believe we can have it, or we change our mind, or, one minute we want something, the next minute we don't. All right, so this fourth layer of the aura is also like the connective one between the first three layers and the later three layers. So it's like the bridge between the physical and the spiritual world. And it is often seen as the color pink and is a reading of the state of love the person is resonating at. Yeah, so how's your love meter? Sometimes it's great and we can love everybody and ourselves. Other times we really struggle even just to think kindly of ourselves once. All right, so our grid, so we have a grid and we have grid lines. So sometimes the grid can be damaged by other people's bad intentions. All right, age 6. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 6? Because your base grid took a hit then. And our heart has an energy field of its own, and it spreads widely. All right, so now we're going to go back into the aura and talk about the human consciousness scale. So it's like yeah, Jenny's commented, got a scary teacher when she was 6. Yeah. And do you think that's when your desire to be a teacher started, that you wanted to be a good teacher, a kind teacher? All right, so the vibration being stuck between about 175 to 200, which 1,000 is the highest, and that's like 700 to 1,000 is enlightenment. Um, so according to Hawkins, since the majority of people are below this point, this is the level that most people aspire to. It makes up a good deal of Hollywood. In comparison to shame and guilt, one begins to feel positive here. However, it's a false positive. It's dependent upon external conditions such as wealth, position, or power. It's also the source of racism, nationalism, and religious fanaticism. So having pride. So it's good to have pride in what you're having a go at, but it's not good to separate yourself from other people because of pride. Okay, some generational stuff again. Dad's dad and the men. 94 generations of men. So we can see that some of these feelings have been stuck in our family tree for a very long time, and you're the chain breaker to try and change this pattern. So generational baggage as well. Mum's side, mum's dad. And again, the men. 97 generations. Okay. All right. So now we've been talking about digestion, and this whole talk today is about being able to digest life. So the thing that comes up a lot for people is digesting their feelings. And of course, every feeling is a chemical, and just like you may react to the chemicals of your food, you can also react to the chemicals of your feelings. So some stuck emotions that we are having trouble dealing with. All right, belief in the worst happening to you. It's not the most positive belief, is it? So hanging on to old concepts is kind of getting stuck and not believing that things can change. Age 36, age 43, age 48, age 50. So, so if we're checking now, like mouth to throat, it's doing better. Like throat to esophagus, stomach, energetically about 70%. All right, feeling angry is hiding in our stomach, alienated, and feeling too much responsibility. And also feeling manipulated. So sometimes we can be the one that helps in the family or the one that feels the responsibility to understand where other people are at, and not everyone can do that. All right, so this is from Ina Siegel's book, and she always talks about divine healing intelligence. She said, please install feelings of peace, clarity, fulfillment, appreciation, relaxation, and serenity. Allow me to experience harmony, unity, and support in my life and in my family. Thank you. All right, so big breath in and out. So let's go back to the energy of our stomach. Or let's go throat to stomach. Okay, so that's doing better. So the family problems that we weren't digesting. So let's go stomach to small intestine. It's doing better. So small intestine to large intestine. Generational baggage, dad's side, dad's mum, and the women. Lots of generations today, 99 generations of women. Okay, so small intestine to large intestine energetically. Large intestine to anus. About 75, so still some energy stuck there. Generational energy, dad's mum again, and the women this time. Lots of women. Okay, hundreds. All right, big breath in and out. And so I guess that's like hanging on to stuff that maybe we don't want people to know or understand, to know what's in our bowel, how awful it smells, or the other things that we're not digesting. But it's like being able to let this stuff go. We don't want to keep it in our body. All right, and let's go just to the side organs, so liver and gallbladder again. So the energy of them. So that's doing better than before. Let's go pancreas and spleen. Not so good there. So about 60. So all right, I'm just going to look up pancreas. This is feelings buried alive, never die. Right, feels the joy of living is gone, or not allowing joy. So, and often we do that to ourselves. When things aren't going perfectly at home or in our family or in our body, we feel that we're not worthy of joy, or we don't allow ourselves to have joy. And I often use the example of my husband. He's a mad golfer, and he'll go and play golf, and I used to get cranky about that, but he'd come back from golf, have a nap in the car, and then come and clean the house and do the yard, and it's like, "Wow, you need play some more golf." So, what's your golf? What are you allowing yourself to do that's fun that then enables you to feel better about carrying on in your life? So, Susanna's mentioned sugar processing. Definitely in the pancreas, for sure. We have digestive enzymes, we have, the release of glucagon when we, run out of sugar, and we also have insulin to help process, the carbohydrates that we eat and to be able to allow your brain and your muscles to use that sugar. So some other stuck emotions in our pancreas. All right, neurotic attachments affecting emotional nature. So sometimes in families, sugar can be used as the reward. You're a good girl, here, have some cake. Or it can also be used to shut us up. Yeah, yeah, you're crying, manja, manja, eat. So it's like, yeah, it's hard for us to change that. And often this is what we do. And I can see it in myself. I've been doing very good on my diet, but I had an upset the other day, and instantly I want to go and eat some rubbish. So it's like this is like an emotional reaction to the things happening in my life, and me not digesting my experiences and wanting to shove some bad food in there to push down the experiences that I am feeling. But we have to digest those feelings. They have to pass through our body, and we need to be able to eliminate them. But sometimes that's hard. So, some other stuck emotions: feeling powerless. And that definitely applied to my situation the other day. I feel like I have no influence on this situation, and it's hard to watch. So then, when we feel powerless, then we want to empower ourselves by eating some rubbish that we know we shouldn't eat, which is not really empowering ourselves. It's causing pain and inflammation and our microbiome to become awful. All right, so let's say, why do I so easily face my feelings? Why do I so easily digest my feelings? Hereditary baggage again from dad's side of the family, dad's mum, and the men. 63 generations of men. So again, why do I so easily digest my feelings? That's much stronger. Why do I so easily digest my experiences, my food? All right. All right. More generational baggage here. Mum's side, mum's mum, and the women. 94 generations. So lots of deep family patterns here that you're, you know, graciously and gratefully helping your family tree in processing these things, and this helps your uncles and aunties and cousins and all our relatives to be able to process these things. So go you. Alrighty. So our next Energy Works get together is in May, the first Saturday in May. So looking forward to seeing you then, and hope that you had a beautiful Easter and that you were able to resist more chocolates than normal, and that you can reward yourself in other ways. All right, anything left in your mind, your body, or your energy field before we close our call? Anyway, grateful to each of you that came on the call. It helps a lot. Thank you for being willing to be a little bit vulnerable, and thank you for sharing who you are. Grateful to you for being you, and wish you courage in expressing who you really are and doing the things that you're really called to do, even if it does seem hard. All right. See you all.